Well, good morning, Dr. Paige. How are you today?
Good morning, Greg. I'm great. Thanks for having me on. I'm excited to do this today.
Well, thanks for giving us a few minutes. So, we're talking to Dr. Paige with True Roots Chiropractic Office. And, Doctor, we want to find out, want you to tell the people about your practice, your office, the history, how you got started. Fill everybody in about True Roots Chiropractic.
Okay, I'll try to summarize that as shortly as I can. But yes, so True Roots Chiropractic was founded in 2019. So I opened the practice right out of school. I went to Palmer College of Chiropractic. Going to school, I knew that I always wanted to open. So that was something that I worked really hard in through school and were able to open shortly after graduation. Since opening, we've actually been able to add on Dr. Jim, who is my brother-in-law. So I'm in practice with Dr. Jim. And then about a year ago in May, we were able to open a second location where Dr. Brandon heads that office out in Norwalk. So we, both of our locations, we are a neurologically based chiropractic office. All that really means is that we really focus on making sure that we're finding the root cause of what's going on in individuals' health. So whether it be asthma, whether it be ADHD, whether it be neck pain, whether it be back pain, our goal is not only to help those individuals with those health concerns, but really get to the root cause of it so that they can see healing within. And so within our offices, we're able to use technology that allows us to assess that. So different technologies that are assessing the nervous system, showing us where that stress is, so that we can address those issues head on and make sure that we're getting the root cause of it. And then our adjusting techniques are really unique as well. So we have a lot of people that drive, from, hours away just to come see us because of the specific adjustment technique that we use. It's called the torque release technique. It's really gentle. It's really specific. There's none of the twisting, cracking, popping, heavy adjustments that a lot of people think. So really specific in that nature. We get incredible results with it. And then the last thing I'll share is we do serve a lot of kids in our practice too, and babies. And so that's one thing that a lot of people don't know the value between children getting checked early on. See tons of kids. We're able to help lots of kiddos, lots of families, and we just feel really blessed to be able to be in the community and be able to do that.
Very cool. Very cool. So, what was your why in going into chiropractic to go to school and to learn chiropractic?
Yeah, it's funny. So my dad was an entrepreneur. He owns grocery stores. So I love that part of being an entrepreneur. I got to see him do that. And then my mom was a nurse. So I had that big heart to be able to serve people and help people. And so I knew I wanted to go in the health profession, but my biggest thing is I wanted to be able to be an entrepreneur. And back when I was growing up, every chiropractic office had a last name on it, right? It was like, my instance, it'd be Roth Chiropractic. So I was like, well, if their last name's on there, they must own it. And so that's really what led me down the health path of chiropractic. But it wasn't until I got into school that I realized that this was truly my calling, that God had called me to this place and to be a chiropractor for so many reasons more than that. But, just through the schooling and just knowing, a lot of times you don't know what you don't know. And so when I went to school, I was like, oh yeah, like helping people with back pain and neck pain, this is what we're going to do. But then once you know and understand how the body works, how it heals, you start to understand that there's so much potential in what God gave us and just in terms of our body's natural ability to heal. And so within chiropractic, we're really able to encourage people about that healing and be able to just show them a different way that there is hope, there is healing that can take place, and it doesn't always have to include different medications and surgeries. There's a time and a place for it, but a lot of times we're able to help people avoid a lot of those different avenues and just allow them to be empowered and just know that their body is self-healing, it's self-regulating. There's a lot of incredible things that can happen.
So, good stuff. How does someone know that they may need to see a chiropractor? What are some signs, symptoms? What should a person realize? Like, hey, maybe I need to make an appointment with Dr. Paige.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. And I'll say a lot of people when they're calling us, a lot of times there's something going on in their health. Okay, whether it be an ache or pain, or just some sort of dysfunction that they're struggling with, or maybe it's their baby that isn't sleeping or has terrible colic, things like that. A lot of times, what we've been trained to do is to think, okay, wait for the symptom, right? So I call that like the reactive healthcare system, right? We've always been taught to do that because that's how insurance works, how all those things. So obviously, if you have a symptom that's going on already, that's a sign, okay? But what I encourage people to do is I truly believe that being proactive and making sure that we're addressing it before there's serious issues in our health is really the gateway to making a change in our healthcare system. So as I mentioned, we have those diagnostic tests that we use in our office that, believe it or not, of only about 10% of the nerves that are in our nervous system are actually pain based or symptom based. Okay. So the remainder of it, majority of it, 90% of it can be rooted within that nervous system, and that stress can be building up. So those tests that we have, we just encourage all people to just get it checked out. Like, so many people go to the doctor, you get your blood pressure, heart rate, all that stuff, but no one is checking the nervous system, which is the controller and coordinator of all of their systems. So with that technology that we have, we're able to assess it. We then have a newer technology called the heart rate variability, which a lot of watches, those types of things are testing it, but we're able to test it and able to truly show you like, hey, where you sit, what's going on. And if there is stress there, then obviously, we take action. If you come in, it's completely clear, you're doing wonderful, then good news. But I'll tell you, that's pretty rare. Even of the healthiest people, a lot of times those stressors are taking place. So our goal is to find it, identify it, and make sure that we map out a plan moving forward to either keep you healthy or get you there with some of the symptoms that you're experiencing.
Okay. All right. Excellent. So 2019. So obviously your doors were open when March of 2020 came around. How did that change affect your practice at that time? And then what have been maybe perhaps some lasting effects or some lasting changes that have happened to your business because of that?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, we opened in 2019. So anyone that owns a business knows, like, getting that first year is just like, holy cow, it's like climbing a mountain, right? And so I finally felt like, we're like, okay, we're here. We feel pretty steady. We've got a, good client base, we're going in the right direction. And then boom, COVID hit. So it's just like, okay, all right, here we are. And to be honest with you, it was difficult. I'm so thankful that chiropractors were deemed as like as essential health physicians, so we were able to keep our doors open. We had to make changes. There was a good amount of our clientele that just didn't feel comfortable coming out, which we understood. But honestly, we really buckled down and just made sure that we were supporting our community, whether they're coming in through our doors or if it was just a weekly call to check in on them to make sure they were okay. So as time went on, people felt more and more comfortable, and we were able to build that back up. But honestly, I feel like COVID really woke a lot of people up too. I always talk about it being, there's a reason why some people are getting COVID and they're dying and others aren't. And at the end of the day, how healthy you were going into it made a huge difference. And so I feel like that really woke a lot of people up to think about their health and to be like, hey, there are a lot of those things that I can do in my health that will make a difference. A lot of the things that were really, debilitating to COVID patients and people that lost their lives were preventative illnesses, such as diabetes and just different things that were in there. And so I think it woke a lot of people up to know that, hey, there's a lot of things that we can do proactively in our health to make sure that this isn't as scary of a situation moving forward. And there's things that I can do to be healthier. So I really feel like that was a blessing in a way. But now, obviously we're making our way towards, I think we're coming out of it a little bit, which is good. We're pretty much back to normal, I would say. And like I said, I think the diligence that just, we care for our people, whether they're coming through our doors or it's just a phone call to check in on that. I think that made a big difference. And like I said, we're just here to serve our community and serve our people through whatever we're facing in the world.
Okay. All right. A lot of small businesses are having challenges recruiting help and growing their teams. Yeah. Is this been with opening a second office? How have you found as far as recruiting, bringing on team, adding team? How have you seen that come about, and are you winning the battle?
Yeah, no, it's times have definitely changed without a doubt. When I think about when we hired, when we just started out in 2019 to what we're offering and hiring for now, it's different, but you have to adapt. You have to know that you want to get good, obviously people working within your practice, and sometimes that means you may have to, raise your hourly rates, things like that. And we've done that. But honestly, I would say the biggest thing that we do, in terms of a company, in terms of finding the right candidates and the right people to be a part of our team, is we lead with our mission and our vision and our core values. And we're just really strong with those. So one thing that I did, and I highly recommend this, is when we were hiring on Indeed, like I took off the job description and literally just put that up there. And I was like, you know what, this is going to attract the people that are ready, that want to be a part of our team, like the people that not are only just looking for what they're going to be paid, and like they want to come to work and enjoy what they do. And I really think our team does that. And we lead by leading with that. We've attracted some we call them A players, and they've just absolutely blessed both of our offices. And I will tell you, without a doubt, you read our reviews, anything, majority of them are talking about how incredible our team is. Stocks, we just run around and apply the adjustments and do the patient care. But at the end of the day, our team is super, super essential to the success that we have within our doors.
Okay. Congratulations on making that work for you. That's a good job by you. So excellent. There's a saying out there that smart people learn from mistakes, but wise people learn from other people's mistakes. Is there some words of wisdom out there that you could share? You're a 3-year-old business now. Any words of wisdom for perhaps new entrepreneurs or even current long-term, but something that you've learned from that a learning that you could pass on, so maybe somebody else doesn't make that same mistake?
Yeah, I mean, I think as an entrepreneur, you always just have to fall forward. I think that what holds so many people back is they're scared to fail. And at the end of the day, when you fail, you grow, right? So like you're never gonna go through an experience and not come out of it a stronger, better person, even if the outcome didn't go the way that you thought it would. And I think that's what makes great entrepreneurs, is that they're not afraid to do that. They're willing to put themselves out there, and maybe they don't get the outcomes initially that they want, but they grow from it, and the next time that they have that experience, they're going to be better. So falling forward there, and then just not being too obsessed with recreating, reinventing the wheel, I guess is what I would say. Like, be creative, like bring what you've got to it. But if there's people in your industry that are absolutely crushing it and doing well, like, do it. Like, go out there and replicate it with yourself, and then make tweaks along the way. But I do feel like sometimes entrepreneurs get stuck and like, I'm going to do it this way, I'm going to do it different, I'm going to do, and they just get caught up and they're trying to pave their own path, where that can get exhausting, that can get really tired, and you're going to fail a lot. Versus if you take those guided principles, you follow people that have done it really well, and then put your own twist on it, that I truly believe that's where you're going to find the most success in that.
Very good. Very good. So let's tell people how they can find you, both your offices, and how they can get booked to get in and be seen by one of your professionals.
Yeah, absolutely. So I would say probably the easiest way would be to give one of our offices a call. The easiest way to get access to that is just going to our website. So www.truerootschiro.com. We have a platform for both offices. So both of our locations, both information, email, and honestly, the phone is probably the best. But if you're tech savvy and you know that you want to come in and you're just like, I'm in and I don't have any questions, I don't even talk to anyone, you can just honestly go on there and schedule. We've got all of our appointments that are available on there. You can book it, and you can be into our office as early as next week. Lastly, I will say we are pretty active on our social campaign. So our Instagram is just True Roots Chiro. We do a lot of fun, just content, educational content, things like that. So if you're looking for more information about kind of what the inside of our practice looks like, what our care looks like, some testimonials, things like that, Instagram is the place to go for that.
All right. Last quick question. How come the name True Roots?
Yeah, True Roots. So True Roots, when I was coming up with a name, True Roots to me meant, like really the core principle behind what we were trying to do. And that was to get to the root cause of different health concerns. So for me, like that just made sense. The spinal cord also has spinal roots that come off of it. And so the roots aspect comes from there. But it's just like a nerdy way of me thinking about, what our mission was, tying it through. And I didn't want to follow that reel of having my last name up there, because I knew that my dream and vision for it was to have more have more chiropractors in our practice. And I just felt like it was kind of an ego thing, just slapping my name up there. So it means a lot to us. We talk about it a lot in our vision, and just our mission in terms of just helping as many people as we can just find the root cause of their health concerns, and helping them heal naturally. So it's kind of where it all ties in.
Very good. All makes sense now. So,
Awesome.
Dr. Paige, thank you for your time today. Much appreciated.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
So, Greg Thompson, Accelerate Business Coach, Action Coach, talking with Dr. Paige from True Roots Chiropractic. And thank you for your time, and have a great continuing year.
Yeah. Hey, thank you. We appreciate it. You do the same.